finished with the final two candidates we discussed, what happens if, you know, we expect maybe 2 hours, it could be 2 hours one week and 32 the next week and 1 hour the week after that. There could be a number of hours spent, but averaging 16 hours per week.
Okay. As long as they have the same understanding we do.
That's the one reason we're sitting down with Mr. McCarthy and finalize some of those.
All right. Further questions on the chiefs?
Did they break it up into hourly billing? Do they have an hourly rate?
They have an hourly rate for emergencies, for what they consider to be after hours and weekends.
Where is that?
All companies provided that. I believe it should be in there.
Oh, pricing for service level
Correct.
1 and level 2?
Understand that you each looked at it not only annual, but they looked at it monthly, and then there were the hourly for the weekend after hours, holidays. But
So how does the annual figure compare to our current arrangement with Sarcom and cost?
as we worked with Sarcom in 2009 as a staff augmentation program, I believe we approved, I have to go back and look at that figure, but I believe that right now, with what we're looking at, we're going to be less than half of what we contracted with Sarcom in 2009. And I would give you those other figures, but I really like to research that and give you an accurate figure to Sarcom, but I can tell you that based on what our 2010 annual fee is, less than half.
And it would appear that the InfoLink has experience not only with fire departments, but also township governments.
Correct. That's correct. As, again, when you look at both, they both work.
Any other questions for the chiefs? Mr. Quigley, any further questions?
No.
Is there any action required of this board at the present time?
Just a consensus to allow us to sit down with Mr. McCarthy and go over the contract.
A number of items in any one of these proposals that would have to be addressed. It was thought to deal with this as we would deal with a design professionals like the favored proposal and do a discussion, negotiation, then public final agreement.
Okay. Gentlemen, I think you all heard that. Do we have consensus to allow Mr. McCarthy to move forward with
Yes.
that? Okay. Yes. Okay. Consensus, let the record indicate that consensus was given.
I'm just curious to know, did this go out officially as an RFP to these different, so it was just
No, this was, we contacted various organizations based off of conversations with other various fire departments, that's in townships. That's how we came up with the three plus ours. And plus ours.
Do we have consensus, gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay. Let the record reflect that. The next point under the public safety report is the conversion of some sick hours to injury hours for firefighter Johnny Pettis. Am I saying that name correctly?
That's correct.
Pettis, okay. Are there any questions for the chief, the assistant chief regarding that? I again have spoken to them earlier today to get more detail on that. I'm good. Gentlemen, okay. Seeing no questions, I move that we authorize injury leave and reinstate 432 hours of sick time to sick leave balance for Donnie Pettis. So moved.
Second.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy?
Yes.
Mr. Quigley?
Yes.
Okay. Gentlemen, with that, I think think that we're done with the public safety report. Thank you so much.
We look forward, yes, thank you. We're going to look forward to working with you, Mr. Katz, and welcome, Mr. Quigley. Thank you.
Good. Okay, I think we're on to the fiscal officer report. Mr. Spitzer?
Sir?
Is there anything that you would like to talk about here under your report, or do you want me to just go ahead and make the motions?
Thank you. You can make the motion, and then I'll just, when we get to the year-end update, briefly speak to that.
Okay, all right. I move that we request the county auditor to release 90% of the township's first half 2009 property taxes immediately.
Second. Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Cassidy?
Yes.
Mr. Quigley? Yes.
I further move that we authorize the township fiscal officer to make supplemental appropriations within a fund when necessary in order to prepare warrants.
Second.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy?
Yes.
Mr. Quigley?
Yes.
And I move that we authorize the business-related mileage reimbursement rate to be 50 cents per mile for all business miles effective January 1, 2010.
Second.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Quigley? Yes. Excuse me, Mr. Cassidy? Yes. Mr. Quigley? Yes.
Okay. I move that we retroactively authorize a supplemental appropriation to account number 2901-610-190-000 from account 2901-760-730-000 in the amount of $2,000 for the payment of wages.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy?
Yes.
Mr. Quigley? Yes.
I move that we authorize issuance of a then and now purchase order to Downs Fishel Asst and Kim LLP in the amount of $3,743.90 for fire legal matters.
Second.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy?
Yes.
Mr. Quigley?
Yes.
And finally, I move that we authorize issuance of a then and now purchase order to Schottenstein, Zox and Dunn in the amount of $3,460 for fire legal matters.
Second.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy? Yes. Mr. Quigley? Yes.
With that, we're into the year-end update under the fiscal officer report. Mr. Spitzer, did you want to speak?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Martin would just like to advise the board and the chiefs, and Ms. Hugh, I don't see anymore, I'm sorry, that any supplemental appropriations then and now purchase orders are still for the accounting year 2009, we're going to cross into 2010 for the accounting purposes. You have to have it closed out, UAN. Likewise, the payroll processing, year-end payroll processing should be done by the W-2s.
How's that rate versus in the past? Are we on schedule?
Yes. on schedule. Last year, we ran into a bit of a problem with the land purchases, and we sent out the wrong W-2, my office did, but we don't have that issue this year, so it should be more smooth.
Anything else?
No thanks.
Okay, with that, we're on to old business. I see there is no old business. New business. And I forgot to add these two other resolutions.